Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Gloria of Gloria's Knits, and today we'll be talking about my winter knitting plans. So in the months of, I guess, maybe January to April or December to March. I don't really know the winter months, but during these next few months, I will be working on a few projects and I just want to bring you guys along. So yeah, if that's something you think you will enjoy, make sure you subscribe to my channel and let's just get started on today's video. So I have a few projects that are still on the needles right now. So I have my Moby sweater and my Just sweater. So we'll talk about those first, and then we'll talk about kind of some new patterns that I do want to maybe test the waters with and hopefully be able to knit as well. I don't want to kind of bite off more than I can chew. Hope that's the right phrase. But yeah, I don't want to be too ambitious because I tend to kind of just sporadically or impulsively cast on something that I see, or, just I don't want to be too hard on myself because knitting is still a hobby. It's something that I enjoy. I don't want to put like a timeline on things and just feel like I'm cranking out a bunch of sweaters because one does not need that many sweaters. I do really want to knit so many things, but I just want to be more realistic on what I can actually knit during these next few months and be able to actually wear and enjoy before it gets too warm, which generally tends to happen like in May. It starts getting a little bit warm here in Canada. But yeah, that's just my little preamble. We'll first start off by talking about the Moby sweater. So I still have the body left to knit. I managed to finish the sleeves and the collar, so just have to finish the body in the pattern chart. And then I just need to do like maybe 4 inches of ribbing before I bind off with tubular bind off or Italian bind off. I kind of mix up the both of them, but I generally tend to not do the double knit setup rows before I bind off. So the one that's not that. This was a pretty fun knit. It was a little hard on my hands because after I finished my Nova sweater, I was exclusively knitting my Moby sweater. So even though I had another stockinette sweater on the needles, I didn't tend to gravitate towards that because I just wanted my tension to be like pretty like consistent with my cabling and the texture and the lattice stitch. So I wanted that to be, even and not kind of put it down and then pick up something else. Also, I think I was using the same 4.5mm needles. So in order for me to switch between projects, I would have to take the needles off of one project, put it onto like some tubes, and then put it onto the other project, which is a lot of work. So I didn't really think that through when I said I would be knitting both of them simultaneously, the Just sweater and the Moby sweater. So yeah, that's why I'm just focusing on the Moby sweater. Anytime my left hand kind of cramps up, I do put it down and relax because it is a lot. It does kind of like hurt my left hand. My right hand is usually fine. I think it's because like I'm just tensioning it too hard, but I just want it to be like really even and like the cables look nice. I don't know, but yeah, that seems to be a me problem. But the pattern is supposed to be knit on 4mm needles, but I'm using 4.5mm needles, and because I'm pulling it really tight, I think that's why my hand is cramping, and I just need to remember to like stretch it and like not overwork my like wrists and my like this part. This. I don't know. Here always gets like a little crampy and tired. That is first priority on my winter plans. I need to finish the Moby sweater by Petite Knit. It's a drop shoulder construction cabled textured sweater pullover with a folded over collar and 1x1 ribbing. So pretty easy to follow and very engaging. After you do all the short rows and the shaping for the shoulders, it's pretty easy and yeah, a little bit mindless, but not 100% mindless because it's not stockinette. Let's be real. It still requires you to look at your knitting, but it's easy to memorize the pattern. Next up, I do want to talk about the Just sweater, which is designed by, I think, Soop Knits, Mamie Choi, one of the two. I haven't picked up that project in a while, so I think I do need to kind of refresh my memory, but it is a drop shoulder pattern. It is knit on a looser gauge. I believe it's supposed to be 5mm needles held with like some type of lace mohair. So it's supposed to be like a nice drapey kind of just like cute sweater. But because I am knitting it more for practicality, I don't want to use too much mohair. It's a little itchy and I know I just won't wear it as much if it's itchy. I decided to go with the Patins Classic Wool Worsted, which is the same yarn that I used for the Moby Sweater. So I'm using the same yarns for both of them, just in different colorways. This one I'm also knitting on 4.5mm needles, but because it's stockinette, it's pretty easy, and I do find I really like using this yarn. It's easy on the hands, especially when it's stockinette, and yeah, I'm just working on the body right now. I still have to do a little bit of the body and then the ribbing and then pick up the 2 sleeves. I have the collar already done, so at least there's that. I do hate working on sleeves, so it's not the most fun because I do it on magic loop, and I don't like the needles that I use for magic loop because my other metal needles, they don't bend as nicely, so it has more memory in the cable part, so it's not really good to use for magic loop. So I use my bamboo needles, and that just is not fun. So maybe I will invest at some point in some shorter needles, but for now, magic loop for sleeves. And once that's done, I'm pretty sure it would be a very kind of staple sweater because it's so classic. It's a folded over neckline, drop shoulder, not super oversized, at least the one that I'm making. It's not really oversized. And I think it will just be like really easy to just throw on top and just go out the door and not really think about like what I need to pair it with because it's just a pullover. It's not like a cardigan. You don't have to like match the color of your shirt underneath to the cardigan. And yeah, it's just super easy. And I need that for sure for like work days, especially if I'm waking up really early. But yeah, that is next on the list of things I need to do. And then number 3 is actually fixing my Eva cardigan. I know I've talked about it in the past about how the Eva cardigan is just too short, both the front and the back, but especially the front because it's like cinched up due to the very tight bind off I did for the button band. So it just looks really weird because it's so wide and then it's so short, it's too cropped. I just want to fix it because I find I'm just not wearing it, even though I really like the yarn. I like how rustic it feels. I like the rainbow kind of like variegation that this yarn has as well. And it's just a really special yarn. I bought it in Korea during my vacation and it just holds special memories. And I really wish I have the opportunity to wear it and want to wear it. So I do want to fix that. That is top priority after finishing the 2 projects I already have on the needles. I don't want to cast on anything new until those 3 things are done. So those are really important to me and I really want to get those done before I cast on anything new. I kind of went a little too crazy the past couple months where I just kept casting on, and I wasn't finishing anything. And that makes me really sad because I'm all about the finished garment. I'm more of a finished object knitter as opposed to a process knitter. So yeah, when I have nothing like casted off, it just feels like I'm knitting forever with no like reward at the end. So I want to finish those 3 things first before talking about some garments that I plan on knitting. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get to all of them, but let's try our very best. So first one I want to talk about is actually another petite knit pattern, surprisingly, but this one I actually want to knit for my partner. I want to knit the zipper sweater light, and I most likely will buy the women's pattern and just modify it so that it fits him. Usually it's just the sleeve length that needs to be adjusted, but maybe I'll follow something similar to what I did with the Northland sweater that I made him. But yeah, I'm really kind of just eager to cast on something that I think he would wear more frequently. So because the zipper sweater light is a DK weight, I think it'll just be more comfortable for him. He doesn't have to wear something so thick and dense. And because he has a really warm winter jacket as well, I just feel like he doesn't find the necessary opportunity to wear both a thick jacket along with a thick sweater because I don't think Toronto gets all that cold, especially if we're not outside that much. We're going in and out of buildings, in and out of cars. So yeah, I think this one's just more practical. So a DK weight sweater, especially with the zipper, I think that's super, super classic. Very up his alley. Looks like a cool dad sweater, I would say. And sometimes I find when he dresses for work, he just looks like total dad vibes. And I think the sweater would work great for him. So I'm planning on using some yarn that my mom actually purchased from AliExpress and got it shipped over from China. So hopefully that is not too itchy. It does say it's a cashmere yarn. So depending on how many strands I'm holding, I do want to be able to kind of hit gauge with the zipper sweater light. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I hold it double or if I just hold it single with a strand of like a lace weight. We'll see how it goes. But I do have to purchase the zipper. I do want a metal zipper because I think it looks a lot more clean, it looks more polished, and I think it would increase the chances of him wearing it if I had a metal zipper as well. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I don't know if I'm going to tell him necessarily. He doesn't usually notice what I'm actually knitting, even though I'm knitting beside him, unless he watches this video, which there might be a chance he's paying attention to the video while he's watching it. But if he doesn't, I likely will be knitting the zipper sweater light for him. And if I have it in me, I might make one for myself too. So we'll see, because I think with these sweaters, it's a little hard to share because his arms are so long and he generally doesn't like cropped length sweaters. I don't know if I would really gravitate towards wearing his if I knit one for us to share, because his Northland sweater, I think it's like too big for me. I don't know if it's just also the yarn is like thick because it's like so weighty. It just feels like it's like dragging down when I wear it and it goes like what feels like past my butt. So I think it's just too long. So if I have it in me, I might make one for myself too and then buy two metal zippers online. If you guys have any recommendations of where to buy like a nice metal zipper that's not too expensive, comment it down below. I'd really love to know and hopefully be able to sew that on. I don't know, my sewing skills are very questionable. So that will be a problem for future Gloria. And we'll just worry about the knitting part first. So yeah, it looks like a really kind of not too hard pattern. I don't know, but there does seem to be like some ribbing for the neckline, and then you knit the placket for where the zipper goes. The yoke seems to be a raglan construction, and then the rest is stockinette. So I think it should be fairly easy. I don't know if I want to do a twisted rib or just a regular rib for the finishings, but we'll think about that. I still have so much time before I get to cast this on, and hopefully we'll get this done and he gets to wear it in the winter months. But for now, we'll focus on 3 projects and then we'll go to the zipper sweater light for him. And yeah, I feel like that would probably be like, I don't know, like my 8th petite knit pattern. Like I bought so many of her patterns. She gets me. She gets my style. She gets our style. And I just think they're so like universal. And the pattern writing style is also very easy to understand. So that's why I keep just gravitating towards her patterns. And also, I find when patterns are really popular, I like going through the Ravelry project pages of other creators who have made the same project so that you can see what other people have made. You can get ideas on what type of yarn or like if they had any problems. There's usually just a lot of like helpful resources when a pattern is really popular. When I knit something that a lot of people haven't knit before, it scares me a little bit because you invest so much time in it and I just want to do my thorough research before I start. So yeah, that's usually why I go for petite knit patterns. Hopefully in 2025, maybe for some summer garments, I'll explore some other designers, but for now, I'm very content with just knitting a lot of petite knit and occasionally dabbling into like some other designers. So yeah, that is next on the list. And then if I do have time, I might want to knit the Ballerina Wrap top. So this one is a free pattern, but you can also purchase it on Ravelry. But if you go to the website, I believe you can just read it through the blog post and have that free. So similar to the knit t-shirt that my mom made for me, that one was also similar in the sense where free if you go to the website, but if you were to purchase the pattern Ravelry, it's like a few dollars or something like that. So the Ballerina Wrap top is a kind of fitted style long sleeve wrap cardigan with like a V-neck shaping. So it looks really cute. It looks dainty. I do want to make it cropped, so similar to the one that's in the sample photos, but I'm just not sure because I generally like knitting with very rustic yarn and I like wearing rustic yarn too, but I generally have a garment or like a very soft cotton type of shirt underneath my wool sweaters or wool cardigans. So I don't know what yarn I would actually use for the Ballerina Wrap top because I don't think I would really wear like a tight long sleeve under that because it's already fitted. It might kind of like sit kind of weird. I prefer to probably wear like a tank top underneath, but then what if the yarn makes me really itchy. So I'm still not 100% sold on this, but I think the photos look so cute. And I saw Florence, she also has a YouTube channel. Is it Handmade by Florence? Knitting by Florence? I think it's Handmade by Florence. But I watch her videos a lot, and she's made the Ballerina Wrap top 3 times, and I think it looks really good on her. I don't know if I have it in me to purchase cashmere yarn. I'm sure cashmere would not irritate my skin, but that sounds really expensive. Yeah, I don't know if I could justify like buying the cashmere yarn to make that, but maybe I'll use some of the cashmere yarn that my mom purchased from AliExpress. I could use that maybe for the Ballerina Wrap top. I'm not too sure. It also has like some I-cord finishings that I have not yet tried to do. So I don't know if I would do a good job in it. And because it is form fitting, I think it like has some I-cord along all the edging of the wrap cardigan. So I do want to make sure I do a good job with that. Yeah, because it is a new technique, it's a little questionable to use really expensive yarns. So maybe I'll just make a cheaper version first, try it out, see if I'm okay with the pattern before I invest in cashmere and make a luxurious wrap cardigan that's cashmere. I do want to make it in a darker color because I think I remember her saying she made her black version so that she could wear it over dresses for a more like kind of semi-formal, formal type occasion. So I think that would be nice if I have any weddings to go to in the fall or winter. I could just wear the wrap cardigan on top of the dress and feel like it completes the outfit as opposed to like just having all my arms and my like shoulder area exposed. So yeah, that is the plan, the ballerina wrap top, and I do want to maybe hit that if I finish all the other garments, but we'll take it one step at a time. Knitting a male garment takes a really long time because of the arm length and the body length. So even though I can finish a sweater in, let's say, like 3 weeks, or yeah, 3 weeks, we'll say 3 weeks. I feel like for men's, it takes me like 5. So we'll try to get to the ballerina wrap top, but if I don't, it will likely be in my spring knitting plans. But yeah, that's all I want to talk about today. I don't want to kind of go on and on about a million different patterns because honestly, I just impulsively cast on. So even if I were to plan for it, it might not even make it to my list that I actually end up knitting. So we'll try our best, and I'm not gonna, hold myself too accountable on at least the new cast-ons. I just want to finish the 3 that I talked about first, with my ones that are on the needle and fixing my existing sweater because I don't want to just knit a bunch and then never fix the problems that I have with the existing ones. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. I only talked about 2 new patterns, but I think they will still be really fun to potentially knit. And if I cast on anything new, I'm sure you guys will see in my knitting podcast because I definitely talk about those in my bi-weekly, yeah, usually it's bi-weekly knitting podcast, but I think with the next one, it'll likely be 3 weeks in between because I have these other videos going up. And yeah, I don't think I have enough time to film that much. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you subscribe, comment down below what knitting plans you guys have for the winter months and what you plan on sharing with the rest of us because I would love to know. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.